Hello and welcome back to another Fun Fold Friday. And if you're new to my YouTube channel, then thank you for stopping by. I'm sure you're going to enjoy this cute fun fold. I came across this card I made a number of years ago using these adorable little cupcakes, and it uses our tag topper punch. This is what I love about it because it's kind of an interactive card, as you know many fun folds are. But you undo the ribbon and then they flip open. And then you have this cute little fun fold here. So I'm going to show you how to make this today using a brand new bundle called Hey Chick. And I wanted to try another card just to make sure I remembered how to make it. And so I made this one with the Kangaroo & Company stamp set. And same thing, you just untie it. And then you open it up. And you've got your cute little kangaroos on here. And then the inside of the card for your greeting. So isn't that sweet? So I'm going to show you how to make this today. I've already cut the materials. I'm going to use the same, I'm changing it up just a little bit, but I'm using the same designer series paper. And this designer series paper is actually one of our free papers in our celebration brochure. It's called Flower and Field Designer Series paper. It's a very fun floral papers. It's got some really nice flowers on the front, and then it's got lots of foliage or polka dots or stripes on the back. So lots of fun. You get 2 sheets of each, and it's a fairly thick designer series paper, so you could make boxes with it. Lots of fun. Okay, so you can get this pack for free if you spend $60. Excuse me. All right, so I want to show you these cute, there's 2 new chicken stamp sets. One is called Hey Chick, and the other one is called Hey Birthday Chick. And these are available right now through my online store. So there's 2 different bundles. There's the Hey Chick stamp set with some coordinating dies. These are what the dies look like, a little bit of a bigger picture for you. Okay, so there's 3 different chickens you can cut out, plus this little egg character. A chicken coop, a little sign, some chicken wire, and some corn. I mean, it's just so cute. Lots of little pieces, which will work great in the new mini Stampin' Cut machine. And then the second set is called Hey Birthday Chick Bundle. And this one is, you know, kind of designed for birthdays. And this is what it looks like here. And it comes with its own set of dies, which look like this. So there's a really cute little fence on here, and a birthday banner, and little chicken scratch, you know, in the soil sort of thing, and a cute little happy birthday. So, and look at this cute little chick here. So very, very cute stamp set. And of course, if you combine the 2, then you'll have lots of options for making chicken related cards and projects. Now, many of you may know that I do love chickens. I don't have any of my own chickens because my husband's afraid that if we get chickens, he'll have to do all the work, and he's more than likely right. But I do have a collection of chickens in my kitchen, and so I'm going to have an associated blog post with this fun fold, and I will include some pictures of my chicken collection. And so all my friends and family, you know, they've given me, you know, kitchen dishcloths and tea towels, and I have a sign out the front of my house to say welcome. It's got a chicken on it, and I mean, I've got lots of little chicken things. So there you go. I do love little chickens. So and roosters. I love roosters too. So yeah, so funny how we collect things over the years. I remember when I was in my early 20s, I collected owls. I love birds, so anything with feathers, I'm a big fan. So there you go. I digress. Anyway, so these bundles, you can decide to purchase both or either one of these. And if you purchase them, of course, as a bundle means a stamp set and the dies, then you get 10% off. So very, very cute. And of course, I had to have both of them because I'm a chicken fan. All right, so let's show you how I made this card. Now, I've done a lot of the coloring, and I've done a lot of the cutting out just to save some time here. Most of you kind of know how to color and how to cut things out with your dies. If you're new, then you can let me know and I can certainly show you some things. And if you search YouTube, of course, you'll find any number of videos to show you the basics of stamping and cutting with our machines. So this is just a sampling here of some of the dies. I've decided to focus using one stamp set because if you happen to only buy one, then whatever card that I create, you can actually duplicate. So I'm using the Hey Chick bundle. Now, this was a Sale-a-bration item a number of years ago. So this was a free item that you could get with a $60 order. And it was very, very popular. So Stampin' Up! Decided to bring it back as a stamp set bundle with some dies. So that's kind of fun that they did that. All right, now all of the cutting and scoring measurements will be on my blog post. So you don't have to worry about writing anything down. And so I'm going to show you how I put this card together. Now, okay, so I'm starting with a card base that is going to be the basic black instead of, this was the Bumblebee, okay? And then I have a piece of cardstock. This is your standard 4 by 5 1/4 inch piece of cardstock that goes always on the inside of your cards or as a front panel. Okay, and then I've got this designer series paper, which is going to wrap on the front, and we're going to actually score this at 1/2 inch here. I'm pretty sure that's 1/2 inch because I don't even have my instructions here with me. Or is that 3/4 inch? Let me just double check. Well, if anything, what I'm going to do is I will put a little pencil mark in here because I think it's 1/2 inch. Pretty sure that's 1/2 inch. Let me just double check. No, it's actually 3/4 inch. Okay, so we're going to actually score that. And then I've got this Just Jade, which is going to be, and this needs to be trimmed down to just a tiny bit less than 2 inches to fit into the punch. Okay, so and this is also going to be folded over a little bit. So the first thing I will do is I will trim this down. So I'm going to pull in my little trimmer here, and I'm just going to make it under 2 inches. Now, why do I say under 2 inches? Because when you look at the punch, there are 3 tracks in here. So you can either do a 1 inch, 1 1/2, or 2 inches, okay? And so to slide it right into these tracks here, you have to just be a hair underneath that measurement, okay? So I'm just going to go just a hair underneath 2 inches and just trim that off, okay? And then I will open up my punch and I will slide it in. See, it fits in that track beautifully. Slide it as far to the end as you can and then just push it down. Okay, and there is your tagged end. Okay. All right, so let's get my trimmer out, and I'm going to score my designer series paper. As I said, this was scored at 3/4 inch. So our scoreboard has 2 blades. One is a cutting blade, the darker gray, and of course one is a scoring blade, which is the lighter gray. So I'm going to move this over to 3/4 here on the right hand side. And I'm going to give this a score. That's all we need to do for that. And we'll just fold this over. Okay, so this is going to go on our paper like this. After we put on our, no, we're actually, sorry, I made a mistake. We're actually going to fold this on top of the Whisper White panel inside. Now, I say Whisper White, but you may or may not know this, but Stampin' Up! Unfortunately could not get their Whisper White anymore. The manufacturer is no longer, and so they had to do some research and develop a new white cardstock. So the line of cardstock, which was Whisper White, is now called Basic White, kind of to match with the names of Basic Black and Basic Gray. Okay, so as you can see, we're going to wrap this to the back of this piece here, and it's not a full length. You could have made it full length if you wanted to, but I thought a little border around the edge looked nice. So I am going to grab my silicone mat here, and I'm going to grab my Stampin' Seal here, and I'm going to run my seal down. If I can get it started, here we go. I'm going to run this down this panel here, and I'm going to just get a bit of glue off my fingers here, and then I'm just going to make sure I've got it properly aligned. Okay, and then I'm going to seal it. Okay, so that piece is done. So this will get glued to the back of this card here. Now, really what I should have done is I should have first done, if you're going to do any kind of a design on the inside of your card, any stamping whatsoever, I advise you to do that first before you glue anything on or attach it to the card. Because if you make a mistake, our white cardstock is fantastic in that stamping doesn't go through to the back. So you could have just flipped the card over and then stamped again. But I haven't even decided what I'm going to put on the inside. I thought I would glue these cute little eggs on there. So I may not do any stamping per se, but anyway, that is my advice. Don't do as I do, but do as I say. Okay, so now again, before we attach this to the base, we have to create our little flap. So the card is kind of all put together before you put it on the card base here. All right, now to determine, and I will tell you exactly where to fold this green piece, but if you want to determine where to wrap it around, you want this, I made it so that it goes, see, it goes to the edge of the white here. So you're going to just go to the edge of the white on here, like that. And like I did, you can just put a mark on here. Make sure it's straight. And then I'll put a little mark on here, and then you're going to score this as well. Okay, so let me bring back my trimmer, and we'll score this piece as well. So I'm just going to turn it around this way. So I'm going to line my pencil mark up in my cutting track here, but I'm going to score with the light gray and not cut. Okay. So again, I'm going to fold this, and I might bring in my bone folder and give this a little bit of a burnish. Burnishing your folds makes it lie more flat. Then this is going to wrap around this piece here. Now, you could decide to move this, you know, towards the bottom or towards the top, but I kind of like it in the middle. Okay, so it's going to go in there like that. And I'm going to glue that into there. It kind of looks a bit crooked. I don't know why. Looks a bit crooked to me. Maybe it's because of the flowers. It's got to be okay because I scored it straight. All right, so let's just put some more tape on here. And then we'll just fold this into place. Okay. Oh, looks straight now. Must be my eyes. I have astigmatism, and I know that things do look crooked every now and then. All right, so what I did was I'm going to, with my chickens, I am going to, I thought I would pop, this is so cute, I thought I would pop him up kind of behind the card or behind the greeting, because I'm going to put this greeting on here. And I may back this up with a scalloped circle. I'm kind of designing on the fly. I thought this little egg fellow could go here on a Stampin' Dimensional, sorry. And then I thought this chicken would be cute right here. Okay, so I thought, I'm sure I have told you before that when you're designing your cards, what I often do is I design it, and before I commit to it, I can take a picture with my phone to see where I put, you know, my first attempt at the design, and then I can change things around, take another picture, and then you can decide which one you want, and then you've got the picture to go by, you know, in case you have short-term memory issues and you can't remember where you put things. All right, now again, before we again attach this to the card base, we're going to wrap some ribbon around here. All right, now I'm going to pull down, I think, this yellow ribbon. The colors that are in this paper are from our In Color collection. So I'm going to use this yellow this time on here. Or I could use, I don't want to use the jade, but I could use, yeah, there's no blue in here. You could use black as well. A black ribbon if you wanted to. So I actually have a black ribbon that was left over from a paper pumpkin kit. Just our last month's paper pumpkin kit. We got this full spool of ribbon, which was fantastic. Yeah, I think I might do the black. Okay, so I think you need about, I think I've got this in my instructions, I think I said about 18 inches of ribbon. So I'm going to just grab my paper snips here, and I'm going to cut this. Okay, and get this ribbon out of the way. Okay, and I'll do it in half. Okay, let's take these off. Before we put any of these off, we have to do our ribbon. Whoops, get him out of the way. So we're going to put our ribbon on like this. And get it centered. Now, I often, when I use ribbon, I just do a real simple technique. I use good old Scotch tape. Okay, so I just grab some Scotch tape, and I just stick this to the back of my card. You could use your glue dots, you could use your stamp and seal if you want, but I kind of like just to use tape. Okay, now I'm going to have things on top of this, but to hold this down, you could put a few little dots along here, glue dots, just to hold it down. So I'm not going to use Scotch tape this time because I'm not sure if my images will cover it adequately enough. So let's put a little glue dot. We'll put one right here just to hold the ribbon down. Okay, there we go. All right, so I'm going to position this chicken with its head popping out right here. So I'm going to put tape on the bottom of the chicken, and I'm going to pop his head up with a dimensional. So let's pull a dimensional out and put that on his head. And then I'm just going to run a bit of tape. Or I'll just use my Tombow glue. Put a bit of Tombow glue on his body here. And I'm just going to glue him underneath like that. Okay. And then I'm going to I think that looks okay actually without a backing. It's got the stitching around it like I did on this one. I think that looks okay because it's backed onto a color. So I think that will work. And I want that also popped up with a dimensional. I'm just going to put one above and below where the ribbon will thread through. And actually, before I put anything dimensional on the card, I should have done it even before the chicken, is I'm going to now, because I've got my closure piece on and I've got my ribbon on, now I can actually glue this down to my card base. Okay, so I'm going to just run some tape here, and I'll run some tape here, and I'll run some here and here. I want this to be pretty secure. Okay, now don't get your ribbon stuck underneath. There we go. Whoops. Okay, so now I can keep building. So here's my chicken. Here's my greeting. Now I'm going to put my, let's see, make sure that they fit side by side. Put one chicken here, and this is going to be here. Yep, that will work. Have a happy day. And then this chicken, I'm going to pop this chicken up as well. So cute. So we've got this chicken here and this chicken here. Okay, and I thought this chicken would be really cute on the greeting here. Just popped up. I think that would be cute. So let's see if this dimensional will fit. We've got smaller dimensionals too, but I think this one will fit. There we go. Look how cute that is. We'll put him like right here. Oh, isn't that cute? Okay, so have a happy day. So you could put a birthday greeting in here. So I happen to have the other chicken stamp here, and it does have a happy birthday, and it has a great greeting. You're still a spring chicken. So I might combine those two together. So let's pull out those two stamps. Let's just put some stuff away here. But if you don't get the second chicken stamp set that you can use, if you have another stamp set with some birthday greetings, then go ahead and use those. I love this set because it is birthday related, because I do a lot of birthday cards. So here we go. Happy birthday. So let's add some color in here. I'm going to bring down the Just Jade. This is a beautiful color of green. So maybe I'll do, now, because this is now, you know, glued inside, I have to really be careful that I stamp this as straight as possible. And if it's crooked, well, it is a chicken card after all. And what I want to watch for, particularly on my rubber stamps, is that there's no ink along these edges here, because if you happen to rock the stamp ever so slightly, you're going to get a halo around that image. So I'm just going to stamp it to make sure that it's good. So when you're inking up your stamps, make sure you just tap lightly several times. Don't push it down into the ink pad, because you'll flood those edges with color. Okay, so let's just commit and put that down. So no rocking, straight up and down. Happy birthday. Okay, and then let's do You're Still a Spring Chicken. That's kind of cute. You're Still a Spring Chicken. Okay, so let's put that on a block. There we go. And let's do this in, let's just do this in black. So let's close this ink pad. Pull out our Memento Black. And again, now the Memento Black ink is a different ink pad. It's a solid sort of linen pad. So you can stamp a little bit harder, but try and get into the habit of always just tapping several times. There we go. And don't rock. There we go. There are my greetings inside. And then you can always take any other kind of images to add, so that since this is a birthday card, there's this cute little, I don't know, confetti. So I could add just a little bit of confetti in my card, and I might do that in, let's see, I've got some pink in here. That's Flirty Flamingo. Let me just grab this ink pad here. And again, up and down lightly. Okay. And we'll do a little bit more over here. Sometimes I like to even go over my greetings. Oh, see, look, there's a perfect example, what I told you to try and be careful not to do. You see how there's a halo there? Because I had a bit of ink on the edge. So you really want to watch that. Another tip for you is to, I always keep in my drawer, Q-tips. So after I've inked up my stamp, I look and check to make sure, and then I just use my little Q-tip and then just go around the edges, okay? So there's another little tip for you. Too late for me, though. We have to accept it for the way it is. I strive for perfection, but you know, sometimes you have to let it go. All right, so that's basically our card. Oh, I thought I would glue a couple of these little, look at these. These cut right out, and it embosses, you won't be able to see it maybe on the camera, but it embosses it at the same time. So there's these little dots in there. So I might just add a few of these at the bottom. Now for little pieces, I love using tweezers. Some people don't like tweezers, but I do. So I'm going to put a couple of little eggs in the bottom here. I'll do 3 eggs. There we go. Whoops, don't get my ribbon in there. So cute. All right, so there is your fun fold. So then at the very end, what you do is you take your ribbon and you thread it up through the hole, and then you're going to tie your ribbon. Okay. Thin ribbon is really hard to use. There we go. That's not a very good bow, but you know what I mean. There you go. There's your ribbon. I might just... Now I don't, because the recipient's more than likely going to open it and then want to close it again, I don't trim my ribbon in this case because they're going to want to open and close it, and they need the length to tie the bow. Okay, so there you have it. There is your, oh, and we're missing one more thing, a Wink of Stella. This bird needs a bit of glitter in her hair. So I'm going to add some wink in here and on the tail ends. Okay, and I think I'll put a little bit of wink on this guy. Oh, this one will get jealous. I better put a bit of wink on this one too. There you go. I don't know if you can see this in the camera. It's really quite shiny. Now, when you take, when you use this Wink of Stella, and then you go, like in my kitchen, I have, I don't know what they're called, those really bright lights like they have in jewelry stores. Oh my gosh, this just sparkles like crazy. And yet it's so easy to use and no mess. Okay, so there's your fun fold today. I hope you enjoy it and that you will go and make one. And down below the description will be the link to the blog post to give you all the instruction. Well, not the instructions. You have to watch my video, but you know, all the cardstock measurements will be there. So thank you for joining me again, and I look forward to you watching next week's Fun Fold video. Now, when you go to my YouTube channel, I have a complete playlist of all of my fun folds. So if you really like to make fun fold cards, they're often called fancy folds too, then you can look through my playlist and pick one that you might want to make. Thanks once again. Bye for now.